Hey, it's Eric Lee with Starfish Coaching. Welcome back to my channel where I give you practical business tips. So as we kick off another year, there's a unique energy in the air. It's a time for fresh starts, new ambitions, and the opportunity to set goals that can transform our personal and business lives. Yet, despite the enthusiasm, research shows that only 9% of people successfully stick to their New Year's resolutions. The rest fall off track as the months go by. So why is that? Life gets busy, priorities shift, and without the right systems in place, even the best intentions can fade. That's why in this episode, I want to give you some tips on how to overcome that. Now, a personal New Year's resolution is one thing, but as a business owner, setting and smashing your goals isn't just about personal fulfillment, it's about the survival for your business. It's about driving the growth and success of your company. Goals give you direction, purpose, and measurable milestones. They keep you focused on what matters and push you to achieve results you never thought possible. And if you do that well, by the end of the year, you'd be hitting your goals and you'd be happy. In this edition, I want to share with you some insights into the most frequent pitfalls of goal setting and, more importantly, how to overcome them. So let's dive right into it. All right, the first one, setting hazy and non-specific goals. That's one of the biggest mistakes that we make setting goals, and it's creating it so it's way too vague. Like getting some business or getting healthier or getting skinnier. What does that mean? So the tip here is to be very specific. Use the SMART, S-M-A-R-T framework so that you can be more specific, more concise, so that by the end of the goal term, you will know exactly if you've made it or not. Okay, so instead of something hazy like grow my business, try instead increase revenue by 20% by Q1 of 2025 through expanding client outreach and launching a new service. So that's pretty specific, measurable, and time-bound. Remember, clarity makes your goals actionable. All right, so here's a breakdown of the SMART format, item by item, so that you know what it is. The S stands for specific, so very specific wording. M is measurable, so give it a quantity or time. A is achievable. This is setting something that's actually within your realm of achieving. If you have never hiked before and you say that next year I want to go to climb Mount Everest, well, that's a far stretch. So keep it within reason in terms of achievability. And then the R is relative. So is this relative to your bigger vision? Is it relative to the bigger goal of your business, the 5-year, the 10-year goal? And then T is time bound. So give it a deadline. By the end of this time, we want to look and we want to see, did we achieve the goal? Whether it's a weekly thing, a monthly thing, a quarterly thing, or an annual thing. So for instance, instead of saying, I want to improve my health, say, I will lose 10 pounds by June 30th by exercising 3 times a week and eating a balanced diet. That's pretty specific and measurable. Number 2, setting goals that are too easy or too hard. A goal that's too easy won't motivate you. And a goal that's too far can be discouraging and you can give up way too soon. So the secret is to set the goal in that Goldilocks zone where it stretches you just enough, but then also not too much that it's just gonna be way too overwhelming. A good goal should stretch you but still feel within reach with effort and commitment. Break larger goals into smaller milestones to make them more manageable, and that can help you keep focus on the step in front of you instead of this big Mount Everest of a goal. Now, another pitfall is choosing what feels good in the moment. A lot of times when it's comfortable inside and you don't really feel like getting up and doing things or getting your goal and your task done, you just choose comfort instead. And that's human nature. But then when the day-to-day gets tough, we often default to what's comfortable and avoid what challenges us. This can derail us, even the best goals. Staying disciplined though, and keeping your bigger vision in mind will help you push through the discomfort of getting up and getting your goal done. So the tip here is to revisit your why. Why do you set this goal in the first place? Tie it to that deeper purpose or that outcome that inspires you about your business or whatever that is. When you're tempted to veer off course, remind yourself of that bigger picture. Simon Sinek's quote beautifully captures this. He says, working hard for something we don't care about is called stress. Working hard for something we love is called passion. So really, it's two sides of the same thing. When you're passionate about your goals and your business, then it doesn't feel like work anymore. This passion and connection to your purpose is what's going to help you push through those inevitable dips and valleys that will come along the journey of building your business. So connect with this big vision of the end goal and it will sustain you. Number 4, ignoring goals or forgetting about them. This is a common pitfall also. We've all done it. We've set a resolution in January and forgot about it in February. So to stay on track, consistency is the key. Did you know that if you do something consistently for 90 days, you'll start to form a habit? Yes, when you develop the habit of completing tasks on a weekly basis, it becomes second nature. So habits are powerful because they take the guesswork out of decision making and creating momentum over time. You want to get self-discipline and you want to get into building a habit and making it second nature to check in on your goals every single week. Habits are powerful because they take the guesswork out of decision making and creating that momentum over time. So tip here, build a system for regular review. Write your goals down, keep them visible, whether it's a vision board that you have or a note on your phone or a sticky note on your desk, make sure it's visible, and then schedule weekly check-ins to assess your progress and adjust your strategy if needed. Now, the tip for building habits is to block out regular times to work on your goals. Weekly is best. It's a good cycle that I always recommend. And then find a space where you're free of office distractions so that you can work on thinking tasks. You enter mini tasks into your organizational system, whether it's calendar, to-do list, project task app. And then once it's in that system, check back. Every week, check back and see, hey, how did I do on this? Get an accounting partner if you want, and that's one of my last tips coming up. But if you can set up this structure to have your goals visible and get into habit of checking on it every single week, in 90 days, you're gonna have that self-discipline that's needed to crush some goals. Okay, then the 5th pitfall that we want to explore is focusing on the wrong goals. Sometimes we set goals that look good on paper but don't align with what truly matters. This can lead to a lack of fulfillment even if the goal is achieved. Or we might set a goal that's outside of our control, and that's not great either. So the tip here is to reflect on your values and priorities before setting the goal, making sure that it's aligned with that bigger purpose and vision you have for your business. Ask yourself, is this goal aligned with what's most important to me and my business? For example, if family time is a priority, ensure your professional goals don't compromise it. And always make sure the goal is within your control. Because by the end of it, if we have an excuse out because, hey, I could not have controlled that, that's not a great thing for goal completion. Okay, the 6th pitfall is a lack of accountability. So without accountability, it's easy to let goals slip by. So the example I always give here is setting a health goal. In the beginning of the year, you can say, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds and I'm going to do it on my own. That's fine, but then what happens is the first week you might be disciplined, second week, third week, okay, and then maybe the 4th week it's too comfortable and you're like, nah, I'm going to choose comfort instead. And you don't have that accountability set up so that you can get your ass off your bed to go and do your health goal. Now, but instead, if you paid a fitness trainer to meet you at the gym or even asked a friend to meet you at the gym, then the chances of you getting off your comfortable bed is going to be much higher because you have to be accountable to a third person. So that's why setting up this accountability structure is going to be really important. And here's some tips for it. So to set up that accountability structure, share your goals with someone that you can trust. So for business goals, I would recommend seeking out a mentor or a business coach. You can also check in with your managers if you have a large enough team at your management meetings and set that as a weekly check-in as an accountability thing. You can also join a mastermind or a peer group so that you can report on your accountabilities and what you committed to your goal. Find a personal accountability partner. It could be a friend, it could be someone else, but it would be someone that you check in on regularly so that you have a third party to commit to. Okay, finally, I want to leave you with this one last thought, and that's the importance of focus. Focus is a critical ingredient for success, and it's often what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. Many people who are too scattered or trying to do too many goals are not focused enough. So the analogy I want to give you here is the sun, right? Think about this big ball of fire up there. It's incredibly powerful, yet you can be standing out there for like 20, 30 minutes before it burns you. Why is that? Then you compare it to a laser, much lower power, but it has the power to cut through diamond. And that's because the energy is concentrate and focus. So the analogy of focus is very important that way. When you can dedicate your attention to one thing every week or a few things every quarter, it will get done. So my big tip here is less is more. Don't try to pick too many goals and set too many things, because it's more important to ask yourself, what is the most important thing I need to get done for my business this week? And what is the most important thing I need to focus on for this quarter? And that's it. Focus on those few things, because then you will get it done. So this year, don't just set goals, commit to them with intention and follow through. By avoiding common pitfalls like the ones I've listed here, staying focused like my last tip, and applying these keys to success, you'll set yourself up for a transformative year. Remember, growth and achievement are journeys, not destinations. If you're ready to take your business to a whole next level, I'm here to help. Reach out to me. I'm Eric Lee with Starfish Coaching, and I can turbocharge your success.